Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Hunter. And here's his story. Hello again, Ollie. I recently saw your video on Drunkie's death. Normally, I would say I'm sorry for your loss, but in your situation, I guess I should say I'm sorry for the mother you never had. I'm glad to see you're doing all right with it. With that being said, I'll get right to it. The last video you made for me was back in October called The Narcissist Plays Off Your Fear of Them, which was an audio recording of me talking to my narcissistic grandmother and mother. To give you a recap, I went no contact with them in January 2017 when my grandmother decides to come into my work and make a scene over not answering a text message. But there's more to it. She and my mother are addicted to gambling, so they had it in their minds that they would come to me and ask for my money, making bullshit excuses like paying for medical bills and whatnot. This is what my mother would do. When I finally said no, she went to her mommy and had her do the dirty work for her, bombarding me with text messages like, "What's wrong with you, Hunter? Why won't you help your mom? I thought I knew you, but I guess I was wrong." This would go on and on until I finally cut them out of my life. I've been doing pretty well since then. I've got a good job and I just moved into my first apartment a couple months ago. I feel totally free. Now to the point. I watched your video called a Narcissistic Abuse Closure when you confronted your parents about starting your YouTube channel. You mentioned that you said everything you wanted to say to them. Well, it just got me thinking. I never told them what I always wanted to tell them, even when I left. I feel like I do, then maybe some of this anger and rage would leave me. When I look at my situation, the one I have the most anger towards is my grandmother, mainly because she made my mother the way she is, a late 40s woman with the mind of a spoiled, rotten 10-year-old. I should mention that my mother was a golden child growing up, and to this day she still is. The two of them have been holding hands since my mother was born. So when I look at this, I put all the blame on my grandmother. She never let my mother grow up. All the anger and rage I feel, I just want to throw it all into my grandmother's face. She is an evil, covert narcissist who tries to portray herself as a supportive mother and loving grandmother, when deep down, she wants everyone to be subjected to her and my mother's will. She destroyed what could have been a good mother. So my question is this, Ollie. Should I finally confront her and let it all out, or is there another way to find closure with this? I know I'll probably still have some anger in me, but I think I'll feel better knowing I let it out. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again, Ollie. Hunter. Well, Hunter, that video, I think about that closure video a lot. Because when I made it, I was in a certain point in my life. When I made that video, I thought that would be the last time and I believed that at the time that would be the last time I would ever have contact with either of them again. But it wasn't, because the narcissist never really lets you have closure. Your closure is in the no contact. Because, look, unless you're going to gain satisfaction in just saying the words to your grandmother and then have her call you a liar and deny it and gaslight you, then, that's the only type of quote-unquote closure I'm ever going to get. For me, when I said the word, I just needed to say it. Okay? They didn't accept it. I remember my father, singing like a child in the background, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And to me, it was just pathetic. Just showed me and revealed to me, who I already knew he was and who I knew they both were. To see them as the jokes they were, okay? But that didn't stop him from screwing with me or trying to screw with the channel and other videos I had to make to address it. It's just the way it was. The narcissist will do everything in their power to make sure you never have closure. To keep like that little bit of bait on the hook. The only closure you're really going to get is through no contact. That's it. Unless you can go into a confrontation with the full understanding that this person is going to acknowledge none of it, is going to admit to none of it, then I wouldn't even bother. If you have it anywhere in the back of your mind that she's gonna, the bell's gonna go off or the light's gonna go off, and you're gonna have that movie moment at the climax of the movie where the narcissist, they get theirs and they get it and they're exposed, it doesn't happen. It's not reality. So unless it's just you, Hunter, if this is just so you could say the words to your grandmother, then fine. But if you're expecting any type of validation from her or from either of them at this point, you're never going to get it. You're never going to get it. It's up to each and every one of us to decide what our closure is, how we gain closure from the narcissist. Everybody's closure is different. So you got to really figure out what you want out of all of this. You got to be honest with yourself. What do I want, and is that even real? Isn't that even reality? Is it realistic? And most of the times it's not, because we want that validation and we want that moment, and you're never going to get it. So make sure you understand what your definition of closure from the narcissist is. That's the best advice I can give you. Thanks for your contribution and your story. I really appreciate it, Hunter. Thanks for everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance.